Welcome everybody to Saturday meeting. I am Kimberly Ringgold. It's my husband, Johnny Ringgold. We are so excited to be hosting this today. Everybody just got back from convention. So to come back from convention and be able to kick off this Saturday meeting is just super exciting. We learned a lot. We've grown immensely since we've come back. And we're just so excited to be here with every one of you guys and to pour into you guys kind of what we've learned, growing pains. And we are on a new 90-day run to senior director. We are so excited for that because when we came in last August, September, we jumped into a 90-day run. And it happened to be a 90-day run to Aruba. We ended up getting in that. So it's exciting to be a part of something like this, you guys, and to set a goal in place, a very achievable goal to do the 90-day run. And we're going to kind of go into explaining first how we do that and how we achieve that. So Johnny, I'm going to let you kind of explain. We'll go into sharing the screen here and we're going to talk about that first. And then we're going to get into a little bit about convention because just a little thank you to everybody who put that on. Gina and Steve Merritt, Onyx, Cole, you guys, everybody. It was just so powerful. It was so amazing.
All the kids
put in that their children were there working it. We were just so excited to be in the middle of something just so full of energy. We brought 20 of our people with us. They came back. Every one of them have been ranking all week long. It's been infectious. And we'll get a little more into that, but we want to talk about the 90-day run first to senior director because that is live, that is happening now. And it is extremely important that you guys dig in your heels. It is not work. It is so easy. We can tell you how easy it is and how we rank our people to managers and directors like in the matter of even a week. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll share screen again here so that we can all see what we're looking at. And Johnny, you can.
Yeah, one thing I want to share while Kim sets this up is I had one of our managers kind of came to me and said, why would I want to go on this 90-day run if it's not paired with a trip thing? And the thing is, you want to get the momentum going. So whenever LifeWave decides to announce this 90-day trip, it's huge. And you already have the ball rolling, the snowball effect's going. So it's very key to start now. So when they do announce it, you're running.
And we can explain because every time you hit a rank, you're opening up a new payment level. So key of this is to build and build strong, build fast so that we can make money and we can also help others. So 90-day run for senior director, where we're talking about the first step is building a manager. And it is so easy and effective to build a manager. You guys, someone comes in, they need to get 2 silvers on and above on the right, meaning silver, gold, or up to diamond on the right, 2 silvers on the left, and on auto ship. One of the key things at the convention that was so important that Mike Hernandez said, if you are not putting people on auto ship, you're not working, you're making busy work, and you're not going to be effective and you're not going to make money. Auto ship is super important. It keeps our people active. It helps them build the points so that they can rank themselves and they can become directors, senior directors too. So putting in 2 people silver and above on the right, 2 people silver on the left, that makes you immediately manager and you must be at a gold status. The next one is here, we're going to talk about is going director. Now, it's a rinse and repeat cycle. So if you've just gotten 2 people right, 2 people left, now you have to go to those people and say, bring me 4 people. The way that we do it and the way that it has been very effective for us is even if someone is not ready to build to be a manager, they would love to have a risk-free trial of their product. So we tell everybody that when they come in, we're like, hey, I know that you just spent $4.99 and I'm sure you'd like to get that $4.99 back really quick. Let's go ahead, introduce me to 4 people. Let's get your money back. And then let's go ahead and keep moving forward. They just became manager. You made them manager like that. They got their money back. And then you just proved to them how easy this business is. All you have to do when you do this is one of those people on your right and one of those people on your left now have to do exactly what you did, bringing 2 people silver and above on their right, 2 people silver and above on their left on auto ship, which keeps them active. Oops, sorry guys. Now you go to senior director. Senior director is our goal. So we made manager in 30 days. We've made director in 30 days, and now we're going senior director on the last 30 days. Senior director, now once you're at a director rank, you've got to make a director below you. And if you're starting to see the pattern, this is rinse and repeat over and over again. Very, very easy. Now, those people need to become managers and then directors. So they're just doing and duplicating what you did before. The main goal in this whole entire process, you guys, is 20 left, 20 right. It is a very strong foundation. When you have 20 left and 20 right, you're not going to fail in this business. Now, one of the big things to understand too is that your daily goal is to 3-3-1. You guys, you have the tools, you have them at your fingertips to understand this. Build 3-3-1 tells everybody how to do the 3-3-1. Your weekly goal is 3 personals. Your monthly goal is 13 personals. Okay. That is setting a base. You can go way above that. You can exceed that, but you can just come in at that. The biggest thing that I explain to people, this is not work. You know, the last thing you want to do is tell somebody, hey, this is a new job. This is a new, I don't even call it a side hustle because it's not even a hustle. I just tell them, hey, they can use the product, they can get their money right back, and they can even exceed that and make more money. Your goal in this is 20 left, 20 right, and you can achieve that in a matter of a few weeks or a matter of a few months. It's up to you how fast you guys want to go with this. You know, and the main thing that we talk about is being able to plug people in is very important. Let me go ahead and go here. That was then a stop share so we can kind of talk now with all of you guys ourselves. So the main thing that's super important is that you're bringing people into this and you're bringing it in for them to use the product, but you're also bringing them in this for a business. And you have everything built out for you with Quantum Field. And so getting people plugged in is super key, super essential. And what we have done is we've actually created a welcome text. It's a welcome video, and we give it to everybody in our downline. And as soon as they sign somebody up, it tells them what the next steps are. Tells them, hey, make sure you go on to build 3-3-1. Make sure you complete all steps. Make sure you plug into this Facebook page. We give them everything. And all day long, we're seeing people kind of plug in, they're liking and they're coming in and they're joining these groups. We keep it very structured and very efficient so that the next people that we bring in, it's a very easy duplication for what they're doing. Because once you sign somebody up, the job is not done. It is now what you can do with them and how you can show them what there is, and putting them involved in something and seeing the momentum and being on something like this, where we see all the numbers and the people that are showing up, helps them to see the bigger picture. So if you're not plugging them in, you're doing a disservice to them. And I loved Renita's message the other Saturday. I mean, my gosh, it hit home to a lot of people in my downline. Once you make that decision, like, I love it. We keep saying this is it over and over again. Once you make that decision, like, this is now my new thing. I'm going to build this. I'm going to be successful at this. That is when you have to know everyone you're bringing into your team is also someone that you're now saying, hey, I'm here for you. You're becoming a leader. And you have to make that definitive decision. Like, this is now my business and I'm going to run it like my business. But it's not work. And we have to make sure people understand that this is as simple as utilizing your everyday life and being able to be in contact with your everyday people and now sharing something that you have that they never even knew about, which is what we love and what we do every single day. You know, I think that, you know, our biggest key factors that we have learned in this, Johnny and I came in a year ago. We did not come in with guns a-blazing. You know, we came in and we did like learn this, but it was a lot of learning curves for us because I have never done network marketing before. Johnny did a tiny bit of it, but we also had another company that was taking a lot of our time up. And so we genuinely shared this with people, got the product out to as many people as we possibly could, and then learned the business. Now, what we have learned and what we're sharing with our team is actually giving the business opportunity, like Mike Hernandez tells everybody, and then doing the product.
That's huge.
Number one thing we know is everybody needs this product. Everyone in the world needs this product. It's going to help everybody. What we don't know is who needs extra money, who wants to do an extra income. Like Mike says, will $500 help you to make your life better this month, or will $5,000 this month help you? That all came from the convention, you guys. It was just so powerful learning these things for us to kind of flip our script a little bit. So in this business, decide first and foremost, this is what I'm going to do. I've definitively made my mark. I'm going to run with this. And then you set yourself that goal. Right now is 90 days. Set your goal for 90 days to prove to yourself that you could get to senior director. And that's huge.
Yeah. And I think it starts, a lot of us, we run. I mean, we have 5 kids, somehow 3 dogs on top of that. And a lot of us run just so fast, and next thing you know, a week goes by or 90 days goes by. And what's worked well for me is I have a calendar, like everyone else has a calendar. And to me, if you know the 3-3-1 is the concept, let's be real. To reach out to 3, follow up with 3, and that process to me is maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day tops. So what I do is I run around a lot, and I realized I never slow down and eat lunch. So I blocked off from noon to 1 every day to make sure I eat lunch and I do my 3-3-1. That is not a job.
So easy.
I have to eat lunch anyway. Now I'm just making sure I actually take a mental break from work. This is in the beginning. Now I think we're doing like 19, whatever that could be. But that's a nice way, because then you have that reminder every day to do that during that time.
Absolutely.
Another thing that we started doing probably about 3 months ago, which I think is very successful, is when we sign someone up, we make sure they call us when they get the patches.
Yes.
So we can tell them what to do. And so we can remind them, let's track your benchmarks. Because I love that people write down stuff before they start the journey. So we have the testimonials when stuff happens, and we don't forget about it.
Yeah. Following up, like that was one of my keynotes today. I want to talk to everybody, because a lot of people they get so excited. They got that silver, that gold, that diamond in, product goes to the person, and they wait for the person to come back to them. And I think that's a big mistake. You need to follow up. They trusted you. They listened to you. They listened to your guidance, and they believe in you. And now they're trying the product. Leaving them, abandoning them, and not going back to follow up with them is probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Follow up with them. Know that, hey, shipping takes 3 to 5 days. Be on top of when that shipment comes. Say, hey, did you get your product? Hey, let's talk about how you use it again. Hey, also, do you want to introduce me to people?
Yeah.
Biggest thing is I tell people, like, there will be like, well, I kind of want to wait for the product to work. And I said, no, don't do that. I said, sometimes you guys, the best thing we can do is immediately when we say, yes, I will try it, is to allow others, make a list of the other people in your life that could utilize this product. Let them say yes with you, because maybe you're not going to see everything happen within the first week, but your friend you just gave it to may have an amazing result in 1 to 4 days. And that's going to raise your belief more in the product. So allow people to try it with you. Now you're also encouraging them to be builders. So you're also now encouraging them to become a manager, bringing people to you right off the bat. So that is really what we do every time we sign somebody up. We say, immediately make a list of people that could benefit from this, because you feel you could. There's probably people that that you could bring to me right now and introduce me. Sure enough, you may not know the knowledge of the product. I do. Let's get on a 3-way call. Let's talk to them. Now, what we have implemented in and has become really huge is once you define yourself as a leader, and once you're now like, okay, I'm recruiting and you're building people in, now your job is also kind of help them along the way to learn what you've learned. And for us, what we've started to do, like they say every single Saturday, it is so huge to replicate and duplicate these slideshows. They're out there, they're given to you guys. You could get on a Zoom with 1 to 2 people. That does not matter. You do not need a crowd. Less is more sometimes. So we utilize those slideshows. Funny thing is, I had a girl from Vegas put me on a slideshow the other day with her group of people. And I am going through the slideshow. I'm reading it all out loud. I'm talking it up. And then I stopped and paused, and they're like looking at me like, this is a lot. And I said, you guys, I sound like I'm smart, right? I sound like I'm like scientific. And they're like, yeah, I'm like, I'm just reading the slideshow. You guys, it's all there for you. You can name out and hammer the facts out, and you sound like you know it. You're a boss. And everyone's like wowed by it, but it's duplicatable. That's the whole point of this whole entire business, is everything is duplicatable. Utilize the resources, and don't be afraid to talk about it. We host a Monday morning coffee. We have a check-in with our local teams, and then we encourage our teams nationwide to say, hey, meet at a Starbucks, meet anywhere, and invite the people you've recruited, whether they're a user, whether they're a builder. The users get around the builders, and it becomes infectious. So make a meeting point every week. If one shows up, great. If none show up, Johnny and I actually start to build our list of who we're going to talk to that week. That's then now becomes our time. So that morning kickoff on Monday sets our team on fire. They literally are on their phones, like immediately messaging people.
I think consistency is key, right? And I think when you have a time and you set it, like Kim just said, doesn't matter if no one shows or one shows, because if one person shows and they're already in your business, you can work with them one-on-one. And we do it every Monday at 9 a.m. at the same coffee shop. And like she just said, if no one shows, we're making our list. But what it did is it got us moving on our Monday, because next thing you know, we plan our day Sunday to start on Monday, but now you're moving. And we also allow that for people in our biz. If they don't want to get on a call, they don't want to do a Zoom,
Bring a new person.
you can bring someone that Monday morning at 9. And if we have to turn it into a recruiting meeting, we can, we don't mind. And being consistent with that, people know they can plug people in, and it's huge.
It's become a very quick pattern of repeat. People are like, oh, the Monday morning meeting. They know we're there. They know we show. That is super important that, a lot of people do have jobs. They can't make it. That's fine. That's not a problem. But the ones who can, take what you got, because 1 turns to 3, 3 turns to 5, 5 turns to 10, 10 turns to 20. I mean, it only takes one. And then Tuesday nights, we have another little meeting with our team online, and we plug them in every night to the team Zooms. Monday night, they have the call, Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday night, Friday afternoon, and Saturday, like we're on now. And then we have our other things that we do on the side, so that our team is pushing people to the recruiting calls, because, hey, I have lots of people who work 9 to 5 jobs. They do not have the time to get on calls and pitch people all day long, but they can put them all on a Monday night, 8 o'clock call, and they get pitched, they get taught everything they need to know, and then they get to come back to them. That is why those calls are important. But then we also opened up an in-house in our house, and our team knows consistently it's every single Wednesday. They know that we're here, we're waiting, we're going to talk and discuss the product, we're going to hand out product, and it's every single Wednesday. So we've had some people who in 3 weeks can't make it, but on that 4th week, they got 5 people coming with them. But we're here and we're waiting to support whoever shows up. So be very, very, be outgoing. Don't be afraid to have people in your home. We look at it like, hey, on a Wednesday, what are we really doing anyways? We're just going to make dinner. We're going to, it's not a busy night for us. So why not? Why not have people in our home to discuss the product? Now, the biggest thing is fear. I feel like for our team, we always try to say, let fear get out of the way. Yeah. Don't allow fear to drive the steering wheel to anything in your life, basically. In our life, fear does not come, from God. It's not a good thing to drive your life. So for our team, we're always talking about how don't be afraid of a no. Don't be afraid to post on social media. Don't be afraid to ask for a diamond. The biggest part of everything is to say, put yourself out there. We've really started to teach our team how to sell a diamond and work their way backwards. Why are you starting at a silver when silver's more expensive all in all than a diamond? They're $99.95. A diamond is $84. So go for the diamond. You might get a no. That's okay. Work your way down. If you end up at a silver, great. That's what we really want anyways. You need 2 silvers right to begin with and 2 silvers left. Yeah. So we've really started to work on, getting fear out of the way. A lot of people are so afraid to get on social media and put themselves out there, but it is so rewarding to watch my team, my people who I'm like with every single day. And the minute they do, they're like, Kim, I got 5 people asking what it is. I'm like, yes, we broke that fear barrier. Now let's go. So don't allow fear to have anything to do with this. You believe in this product. And if you're on here, you're probably just like me. I mean, you're just so full of excitement that sometimes when you want to talk, it just is like an explosion. So keep that in mind, keep that in your heart, that your strong foundation is your belief in this product. And no matter what you get at the end of that discussion, that call or that lunch or wherever you are, if it's a no, that's okay. But you at least put yourself out there.
Yeah. And remember, when you got to know if you're new, a no means a yes, because really it gave you an opportunity to get the marbles out and screw Absolutely. Up. Right. And we always tell people, one thing I learned a long time ago is never judge off your own wallet. If a silver was a lot to you, it doesn't mean a diamond isn't for the next guy or the next girl. So never judge off your own wallet. You know what I mean? If you're trying to make ends meet, Absolutely. There's people out there willing to do a diamond. And one of the things that we teach our team, it's more like an order take when I put someone in the business. I literally will, if I'm talking to Joe, I'll say, okay, Joe, who in your family is going to enjoy the patches? And if I hear wife, significant other, now I know that's a goal. And then I say, oh, do you want to give some to a mom, a brother, a sister, a dog, a horse, whatever? Like, I know now, hey, maybe now we're going to diamond. So, and then they told me. So I'm not asking for it if they told
You're not
me.
selling them. You're
Exactly.
taking an order.
Exactly.
And that's really important to understand that, because people don't like to be sold. So, for us the other day, we were on a call and a friend of ours is like, they're millionaires. They're not going to want to do the business, just selling them product. And I get on the call, he's on the freeway with us and he keeps going for the gold. I'm going for the diamond because I'm like, listen, if you just told me they're millionaires, obviously this is not a big deal to buy a diamond and it's the most cost efficient. And immediately his question was, this is a business, right? And I said, absolutely. I go, I'm sure you could use another stream of revenue. You sound like a smart guy. You sound like a very great entrepreneur. Immediately they're diamond, they're rocking, they're crushing the business. Don't let what's in your head predict what they're going to do. And you're actually going to put the brakes on what they might be doing, what they really want to do. So, we try to always encourage people to have product. Product is so important to have. I've had numerous things just happen in the last week where if I didn't have product, you guys, what am I going to do? Send a text message. Hey, look at all these links and all this stuff. So when we left convention and, you leave convention, you're like, I'm going to patch the world. I'm not everybody's patch. So we leave convention, we go to Yeehaw Junction. We're at a gas station. My mother-in-law went to convention. She's one of the reasons we're in this because her story, we'll tell you in just a second, a brief rundown on it, but she should not be the person she is today in her health. And she was at that convention with all of us who are in our 40s and she acted like she was 40 right there with us. And, we go to the gas station, we stop at the gas station. This lady gets out of the car. She's holding her back and she's just limping her way into the gas station. And Carla looks at me and she goes, "You're going to patch her, aren't you?" And I go, mm-hmm. I get out of the car. I go into the gas station with Amanda. We're standing behind her. And sure enough, she turns around and goes, "Oh man, these drives, my back." And I immediately left the opportunity right there. And I said, you know what? Mine used to do that too, but it doesn't anymore because I'm wearing these patches and they're amazing. And she goes, "How do I get them?" I'm like, well, sure enough, I actually have some in my car. If you want to meet me in my car afterwards, I can give you a little bit and we can go over it. And it would look like a drug deal, like on the side outside of the gas station, but
trunk open.
She was in. So if I didn't have the product, what do I say? Like, hey, let me text you this site,
Here's a brochure.
You need the product. And don't be afraid because a lot of people are really afraid. They're like, well, I gave 3 days and they didn't feel anything. My favorite line to people is, I'm going to give these to you. I don't know what they're going to do in 3 days. Ultimately, most people are on these for 3 months. However, I would love to be able to give it to you so you can kind of feel what it's like to put them on, get an idea of what they are, but we didn't feel our stem cells go dormant. You're not going to feel them wake back up. As soon as they start to get enough in the body and your body's pumping those peptides, things start happening, but we just don't know when that happens. But I want to give these to you to understand, maybe it will, maybe it won't. And then if it doesn't, let's keep going. And that's where I go with people. I don't set a high bar expectation, but you need the product because people really like when you give them out. I sat in a fire station yesterday and I was surrounded by 8 firefighters. One has a beautiful testimony. It has done amazing things for him. He was never supposed to run. He was never supposed to run. He wasn't supposed to walk without a knee brace. And he is running without the brace. And he went back to the fire department, told all these guys, asked me to come in there and present to them. I patched every one of those guys. I was like, here we go. I want all of you guys to have patches, get them on. Let's go. It builds their trust in you because you're willing to give them this without saying, I just need your money. And immediately I've already gotten calls from them. And that's an entire fire station that's going to be patched. So going diamond is not because you need to go and spend this money. It is the most cost effective. It is the cheapest way to get in. And if you're building a business, there's no business in this world, you guys, that you're going to spend $1,600 on, make your money back even in a week if you are a go-getter, and never have overhead. We buy our patches every month and it's like, it's nothing, we don't even blink. That's nothing compared to what we're making. So this business has such an opportunity to not have buying all our products, stashing our products, keeping them in the house, having to resort and get them again. I watch my friends do that all day long in network marketing. We're so blessed to be able to just have our product, be able to give our product out, make that money back in the snap of a finger. That's why this 90-day run is so important, because you guys have such a chance to get the doors of opportunity open to make more money and make that money back so quick that it will prove to you how easy this is and how much money is there to be made. And it will also prove to you how much the product works, because we don't have people leave. We have people bring more people. It's a snowball in our world.
Yeah. And I think one of the things you just hit that was really big, and I hate to rewind you, but we didn't do it very well in the beginning. And now we crush it with setting the expectation. So if you could go into just, we set the expectation so people know what to expect. And hey, we need you first clinical. I'll let you run with it. But like, if you could tell everyone like, hey, if I'm going to sell you patches, this is what to expect, because we're setting the bar right.
And you guys have to understand, you're going to have your own pitch. You have your own way. You're going to find your own little niche in this where you're like, this is what I do and I do it good. And I'm sticking to it. For me, what I do is I stick to clinicals. We all have those banners. And if you don't have one, you should have one.
Yes.
Or the cards have it, right? So on those, what you watch and see is within the first 24 hours, 4,000 genes are reset. What comes next is 6 weeks. So I tell people, this is a great way with auto ship too, you guys, because you need to keep them on auto ship, is that you're going to commit to me at least for 90 days on this. If you're a user and you're not there yet, you're going to give me 90 days and we're not going to talk about anything until 90 days, because 6 weeks is the first big claim on my charts and my paper. So I really get their trust in that sense. We're not going bronze. We're not getting 1 month. That's not happening. I'm not selling it. I'm not doing it, because I need you to understand that this is a commitment, right? So, and I want to see it work and I want to see the results. And I know I'm going to see results if you commit to me for 90 days. So that commitment includes, I'm putting you on auto ship. So the biggest thing is for you guys have to be able to, you're the deliverer of the message. These people never knew anything until you popped up in their world. Okay. You've been friends. Maybe you've never been friends. Maybe this is just a stranger asking because they wonder what this is on you. We're always intentional. Our patches are always intentionally seen. And so if that person asks, you're the only person with the knowledge, it's all new to them. So whatever you tell them is what they're going to say okay to. So, that's also the same thing, setting the standards on what package they should get. How long should they be using this? Auto ship, why is it important? You're the deliverer of the message. You're the person educating them, not the other way around. Don't second guess by any means who they are, because stay strong in who you are and stay strong in your delivery of your message and stay consistent with it. And if you do that, you'll find it really does work. I've definitely had my no's, but I dig into that no. I ask myself, like, why are they saying no? Half the time, sometimes maybe they're afraid to tell you that they don't have money. Great, let's make you money. Let's get a little side hustle going, they may be not sure enough about the product yet. You may not have informed it enough to them that they're just like, I'm not so sure about it. They need more information. Dig into the no, because usually the no will always become a yes if you don't just settle for no. And in a nice way of doing it, where you're not, attacking or being aggressive with it. Coming from the heart, I always say, is so much more important. When you have empathy, you show a lot more than trying to just be salesy with them.
And to get into that, because a lot of us are doing this over the phone to start, right? And I learned a long time ago, we as the person calling someone, we must be the constant. The new client or the customer is the variable. So we have to be the constant, right? And God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, because we're supposed to listen more than we talk. And so when Kim asks that question or digs into the pain or the why, that's when, I have a problem of interrupting people. I know this has been a problem of mine my whole life. And if I'm on a call, I love a call because I can hit the mute button. And I surprise myself every day, and I will make fun of myself every day, how many times I interrupt someone and they don't know I'm interrupting them because I have the mute button muted. And I'm like, man, I would have just totally ruined this call, because finally someone was telling me their pain points or their fear or why they're going somewhere. And because we do it so much, we think we know what they're going to say. And we're like, I have this rebuttal. I'm so excited to rebuttal. They're going somewhere else probably if you just let them talk. And Kim's even busting me a mute button her when we're not talking about matches. And she's like, are you muted? I'm like, I'm trying not to interrupt you. But just try that. And then one thing that worked for me really well the other day, Kim was laughing. We had our event Wednesday at our house, like every Wednesday, and we had one of our banners up, my favorite one that talks about this, the reset of the cells. The clinical studies. Yeah, it was up, and I was on my call and I was just looking at it from the kitchen and I nailed it, because I'm like, it's in front of me. Just reading it. And I'm like, man, I bounce around so much. So I asked him that day at lunch, I was like, hey, can we just leave that banner up? Because it's a perfect pinpoint. And she's like, no, just put the slideshow on your phone. So then when you're on a call, you have a guide. And that to me is key, because anything we do in sales or whatever you want to call it, if we're the constant and we let the customer be the variable or the new client be the variable, the numbers will happen because it's a numbers game, right? But now if I change every call, I'm different on every call. What am I? I'm being the variable. And if I'm the variable, I can't measure my ability because I'm not being constant. If you're being constant and you're not having success, you can look up to your upline and your leadership and you can call them and say, hey, I'm doing this and it's not working. And let's figure out what I'm doing wrong. But now I have my little slideshow. I have my 4 favorite slides. So when I get on a call, I can nail it. And they don't know I'm looking at a slideshow, but to me, it's super important to have.
Super. I mean, that's like you have, like, again, back to Quantum Fields made like cheat sheets. They've made everything for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with this, you guys, and you don't have to know it all. People get so discouraged. I can't talk like you. I can't do this. Yes, you can. All you need to do is have it in front of you. You can read off that stuff, man, and you can sound like a scientist yourself.
Yes.
Just have it there. Have your notes. Like in my phone, everything's categorized now, which that wouldn't have happened before I used the patches, because I was extremely ADHD, and it would be like, hot mess express, honestly. I would be searching for this, getting this. And now people actually message me, hey, Kim, do you have anything on this? Boom, it's there in 5 seconds. Yeah. It's all categorized in my phone, so that I know when I'm on those calls, what I can give somebody immediately for what I wouldn't be able to explain. I tell them all the time, you guys, listen, I am not David Schmidt. I cannot even put it into layman's terms how to explain this. Boom, here, read this. Here's literature. Here's the videos. You got to have those resources quickly available, and it makes things so efficient and easy. I mean, you could be literally at a job, you're working, and someone just says, hey, do you have this? If it's categorized in simple in your phone, in your photo albums, or in your notes section, you're not going to be Googling, searching, running through the YouTube channel for Quantum Field, trying to find all the things you're finding. If you have them already put into an organized place, find your favorite videos, find your favorite testimonies, put them there and have them ready to spit out. It takes 5 seconds. I always tell everyone, like, you have a 5-second text that turns into a 15-minute phone call that can turn into $500. Like, that's how easy this is.
Correct.
I am now working all day long every day because I have literally taken my team on, and I encourage all of you to do the same. If you become a leader and you're like, I am going to be a leader, I'm going to lead this team, you dig as deep down into that downline as you possibly can. And everyone who is on my team knows that. I don't care if you're 5th gen, 6th gen, 7th gen, like, correct, I'm there for you. Like, I want to pick you up, carry you, mentor you. I want you to do this. I want you to see you can do this. And your upline's the same way. So if you're busy, you're overwhelmed, and you're like, I really don't have time for this, but I want to do this, reach up, ask someone, say, hey, can I plug some people into you? Plug them into the Monday calls, the Wednesday calls. That is what this is about, you guys. It's not making more work. It's utilizing your life, your people, your contacts. They're going to trust you. You're the person. You're the one that they know. And don't be afraid to reach out to people you haven't talked to in forever. I was that person. I was terrified my first post that I posted on social media. I came in the house and I was like, oh my God, I did it. I was like freaking out. I was like, it's out there. It's out in the world. Everyone sees it. People know I have good health and I'm happy. What's going to happen? I was like, oh my gosh, it exploded everything.
Correct.
Because you know why? The people who are afraid to do that means that you don't do it often. It means it's not who you are. And people are going to start asking, what are you doing? What are you involved in? And that just opens another door of opportunity to people you know, but maybe you don't talk to anymore. So it's huge, guys. Don't let fear, again, control your business. It's not allowed. Like I just say, don't even go there. No voices in the head. You just say, I'm doing this. You be strong in what you're doing. You be confident in what you're doing. You love this product. You believe in this product, and nobody gets to take that away from you.
Yeah. And I tell you what, if you are afraid, we teach our team this. Put a glutathione right here or an AION right here. Take a little coffee cup, have a little like sunrise or something.
Yeah, we created these, you guys. You guys can do it yourself. It says you need stem cells. I got you. And it has our little thing on here. Be intentional. Yeah. People will ask you, like, what is that?
Exactly. So if you're a little afraid of social media or story or whatever, do a photo with your hand in it or a photo with the patch on. If you have a couple of that things going on, people are going to eventually ask you what it is. You don't have to talk about the patch. You don't have to tell everyone in the post. This is literally, you don't just have the photo with a patch. People will eventually ask you, what is that? And now you're not reaching out, they're reaching in.
And like I said, goes back to your belief in why you're here, right? We all have our testimonies. We all have our stories. I love the people who tell me, oh my gosh, this is snake oil. This is placebo. They start getting all like that with you. And I'm like, okay, great. We have a great story. Johnny and I went to pick up our daughters from a movie theater, and we sat down, we sit at a bar, or we sit somewhere where people are all the time, because it's very easy to communicate with others. And we sat down to have a glass of wine, just waiting for them to come out. And the bartender, younger, maybe 28 years old. And he just, was watching all these people come out of the Barbie movie. And he was like, man, our world has really become screwed up. And I said, yeah, it has. He goes, I just want to make enough money to get a cabin somewhere with my family and get away from all. And I said, well, is this all you're doing? And he goes, yeah. And he's a bartender. And I said, what if I have an opportunity for you that you could continue doing what you're doing here, utilize what you're doing here, where you talk to people every single day, wearing this little guy I have on, and you could achieve that. You could get that house probably quicker than you ever could even imagine. And I go, and the crazy part is, and I don't know why I said this, you guys, and I believe it's God. Like, God put this right off the tip of my tongue, because it's not the first thing I would ever say to anybody. I said, because it's definitely not placebo, because man, there are young autistic children that are changing their lives. The guy goes, I have an autistic kid. And oh my gosh, like done. It just happened. Like, you don't know until you stand firm in what you do to be a deliverer and listen to what people are saying. Be very open. Listen, is it an opportunity they're looking for? Is it their help they're thinking of? And don't be afraid to chime right in, because people are super receptive. Okay. That's one of the biggest things we tell everybody. We're like, if your mouth's not open, no one knows, and you're not building. You're not making a business if you can't just open your mouth and talk about this. And the key in this is you guys, we're all here. We have something that like I tell everybody, I'm like, we have something no one else has. They talk about it all the time. We're not a Me Too company. We have something no one else has. So it's not like they say, oh, I already saw that at Walgreens. I saw it on the QVC channel or whatever. They're like, I'm sorry, what? Everybody doesn't know. And so you are like holding this, like I love Saeed. We have a golden ticket. We have the gold. We have it, you guys. So if you open your mouth, people are going to listen, because it's not something they've ever heard before. So
Correct.
Get out there, get out with people, be present, but listen, because you're going to miss something. Like I just said, that guy at the bar, I would have missed that, like hearing him just say, oh, I just wish I could have a house, be like, oh, that's great. I hope you do. I wanted to be like, no, this guy deserves that. And he's probably not going to get there very quickly bartending at the movie theaters.
Well, and a lot of that is because our belief changed about 5 months ago, where if we don't tell them, someone else will.
Yeah. Mike Hernandez, you guys, he's dead on about that. These people are going to hear about it with or without you. And that is so powerful, because it's so true, because there's constantly times where we're picking up the phone and calling someone like, oh yeah, I'm on it. It's great. I love it.
And what used to happen to us is we would go to that movie theater, and then we would get in the car, and then we would go, we'd be like, why did we not tell him? Now we're like, we're telling, and we're telling everybody. We don't care, because again, if we don't do it, someone else will. And it's our job, it's our duty to inform people about the opportunity and the benefits of it.
You guys, everybody out there, I don't care. Like a call I did the other day where he's like, they're millionaires. I just sold them a yacht. They don't need this. They don't need a business. Yes, they were so into this being a business. And people actually who are making a lot of money always are looking, like this average millionaire, you guys, has 7 streams of revenue. So you don't get to get ahead of yourself and predict what is going to happen in that conversation. You have to walk into it definitively. I am going to crush this. They're either going to be a user or they're going to be a builder. And my users become builders. And you have to say that users become builders, you guys, because majority of people that are users, they're saying, hey, this is kind of expensive. I'm now up to like $200 something a month. Okay, let's make it not expensive. You love the product. Let's get some other people on this product that you can change their life too. And referral marketing, let's get them in. You get a nice kickback. And all of a sudden we just put 2 right, 2 left. We made them into a manager. And I'm like, oh, and by the way, I just made you a manager of my company. And they're like, what? Yeah. And then you have money sitting in your account so you can cash out every Tuesday. And start to think about every person I'm putting in is going to build this business. And it's maybe not right that off the bat that they're going to do it, but they are going to. I mean, Johnny's mom is one of our biggest builders, and her testimony, that's what changed us, you guys. I mean, our stories were our stories. They really were awesome. But until her life changed and we got to see what it did to her and gave her life back from like almost 20 years ago. She was an AFib patient. She would go into AFib all the time. She was on tons of cardiac medications. She had many, many, many open ablation heart surgeries. She lost her husband within, about a year right before we got her patched. A lot in her life going on, and it just was not a good place. And we patched her, and I will tell you guys, I mean, she's in water aerobics. She went bowling with us for our son's birthday, and she was bowling it like with
talking about joining a league.
Yeah, she's out there now. She's giving everyone this product because it changed her life, and she wants it to change. And guess what they're seeing? They see a difference in her deliverance, her energy, her enthusiasm. They're like, you've definitely changed. I want what you got. And yes. You guys have to think about that. People, if the way that you present this, the way that you go to them, it's infectious. They see it. They see the change in you, so they get the curiosity, so don't be afraid, you guys. Age brackets doesn't matter. If they're millionaires, doesn't matter. They want something like this, and it will change their life. And when it changes their life, your job is to show them how easy it is to do this and make money, because everybody could use it. I mean, if there's somebody in the world, that's great. They say, hey, I'm so rich, I don't need another dollar to my name. Great. Well, you need better health so that you can live long enough to enjoy that wealth that you're living in. So that let's get you on this product.
Let me paraphrase what Kim just nailed right there, because I love doing that on the phone, and I heard her do it on the phone, and now I do it on the phone all the time. When I call someone and they're like, oh, I make plenty of money, I'm doing great, everything's good, I don't need more money, I don't need this. I say exactly what Kim just said. And I say, oh, well, then you can't take your money with you. So let's actually get you the patch so you have better health, so you can enjoy all this money you have for you and your family, so everyone can be better forever. And then I'll either hear, if I hear, oh, I can't afford it, I'm like, well, then obviously you're not doing that good. Or if they're like, oh, crap, I have to buy it now because I just said how great I'm doing, so I can't put egg on my face. Or I'll hear, like I just said, can't afford it. I'm like, okay, so it sounds like you should be doing the business with us. And it's worked wonders in our phone calls.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, what we have is just phenomenal. Everybody who's been in this, I mean, our life has completely been turned upside down in such a good way. We've grown, we've learned, our upline has just poured into us. I mean, just for us to kind of learn how to do network marketing, and to me, I always say, a lot of people, I'm like, this doesn't even belong in network marketing. This product is so awesome. It's so amazing. And I love David Schmidt, at the convention said, I was offered money from GNC. I was offered money from all these other places. But in order for this to reach the masses, for it to do what it needed to do, it needed to be in every one of our hands so that we could be the voices of the delivering of the product with our testimonies. And if you watch and see the growth, you guys, man, it's doing what it needs to do. The numbers, I always say, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie in business. So that is showing it, proof is in the pudding for it. And, for us being in this, we have been so rewarded, learning from people, being around people. You guys, when you build your team, pour into them. You're plugging them into everything that they need to plug into, number one, but then make sure you also are plugging into them. You're still connecting with them, or you're connecting with your upline, don't lose that contact, because seeing everybody at that convention, you guys, I mean, my team alone, it was just goosebumps, because they went in, they were builders, they were doing good. Some of them not builders, some of them just starting to learn. They came out of it a totally different person, building it and being in this, showing up to meetings like this, getting to know everybody all over the nation. You almost build a relationship here, and then you get to see them at conventions and things like that. You're like, oh, you're here in person. It's really cool.
You're real.
It's really, really cool, because we are building something, and we're just in the beginning of it, you guys. This is the beginning of the tip of the iceberg of an explosion that you really want everybody to be a part of. I say that to people all the time. I'm like, what are you waiting for? You're going to call me next year and be like, Kim, gosh, I missed it. And I'm going to be like, no, you didn't miss it. You still can get in. But man, I wish you were with me in the beginning, and you want to make sure that you express that to people to understand what we have is so unique. It's so powerful. And, we just put a little notice out in our WhatsApp, and I will tell everybody on here too. we do have to protect this baby. You know, this is our baby. This is what's going to get us to retirement. This is going to give us our recurring revenue. This is going to give us what we call the RMR, the sleep money, mailbox money, because while you're selling in Austria and you're selling in Portugal and you're sleeping, money's being made. But we have to protect it. And, you know, everyone's kind of getting out there saying this. You need to make sure that you follow the disclaimers on this, you guys. You know, it does not cure. We do not heal. We do not prevent diseases. And you need to make sure that you stick into that and you don't say those things out on social media. Okay. And that you are saying like, you know, this is a wellness product, you know, and sticking to those things, you guys, because we want it to be here forever. We have patents that are protecting it for years and years and years more, where we don't have any competition in this. And we want to keep it that way so that we can blow this out of the water, you guys, get the right time, the right product, and it's going to change lives. It is changing lives. I mean, you watch and listen to Mike Hernandez, you guys, him and Sahid, I mean, their life has been just completely like turned upside down. And the more it does, the more excitement, the more people they want to change. And that's easy for every one of us, you guys, every single one of us. We laugh because Johnny and I talk about like when people are like, oh, you have a network. I was like, really? I was like, if I actually invited people over to my house and you're like, invite your closest friends, I'd probably invite 4, if that, you know what I mean? Like we don't have this insane social network, but we have met and learned and grown with people over decades, you know, and those people, even though we maybe never stayed friends or we're not talking on a daily basis, we follow each other on social media. I always tell everybody how many contacts are on your phone, how many contacts are on social media. That's your network. Exactly. Whether or not you've had a relationship with them, that is your network. And they are just waiting for something like this to drop in their lap. I was approached by network marketers my whole life. And many of them, my very dear best friends, and they're great. You know, they're making $20,000 a month, $40,000 a month. I just never found the right thing. I never found the right product because I wanted to back something up wholeheartedly. I wanted to say like, this is it. I love it. Every time somebody come from convention, I'm like always saying it like, this is it. This is what I was looking for. Yes. This is exactly what I was looking for. And it checks off every check mark, you know, of what I can put my name behind and I can back up. And I know this is going to be the biggest life change we've ever had. So you've got to get to that point. You have to say that, and you have to be so strong in that, and you will be so successful because no one's, like I said, going to be able to take that away from you.
Well, and you hit it on the head because, you know, the convention, this is a convention. It's not random that we had 20 people go, some couples, some individuals. It's not random that the week when we came home, everyone hit a new rank. So if they came and they weren't a manager yet, they were a manager before the end of the weekend. But if they were a manager, they became director next week. If they were director, they became senior director. And Kim hit a really good point earlier. Once you get to senior director, you're going to have your managers, you're going to have your directors, you're chasing volume. It's a volume run. You're going for 50K,
so you help
100K,
everyone.
200K. We personally brought people to the event that are 4th, 5th, 6th generation because we know we're chasing volume. If this person, this girl wants to build with us and run with us, I don't care if I'm not getting check match. Let's grow because we need the volume.
Absolutely.
And that's why you go down deep. And I'll let Kim explain more of that because you help everyone because you're chasing volume. And some of our biggest builders are that far down and we help them because it's our job.
100%. You know, it's like my top leaders, you know, they're up there, but they're a phone call away. They are going to jump on a Zoom with me. They're going to help me. That's how we do this. This is what we do. There's nobody left behind, you know, everybody comes with. And so the thing of that, when Johnny talks about that, you know, yes, convention, if you missed it, you'll get to the next one. But right now we are on that 90-day run. And that is for you to sit there and say, I can do this. I can prove it to myself. My team's right there doing it. They're like, oh, okay, what next? What do I have to do? Okay, I did manager, I'm director. Now what next? You get to that point and you hit senior director, there's no going back. You're going up and you're going to keep going. And it is an easy rank to get to, you guys. Like we just said, your users become builders. Your builders are builders. But in order to go and rank that, you guys, just help people get their product covered. Even say, hey guys, if you got somebody in, they're ready to use the product, ask them to bring you 4 people who they can try with them. They can all do a trial together. They can feed yin and yang off each other. And then we got you to manager. We got your money back. Don't let someone say, I don't want to do this as a business. I'm going to sit and wait to see if anything happens. You know, I'll give it 2 months, 3 months. No, don't hold back other people. You know, I said it to a girl the other day. We have a really heartfelt testimony with a little child who, I can't get into now because she hasn't gotten to a point where she's ready to open up and say it, but they're in a forum, they're on a Facebook support group for mothers who have terminally ill or sick children. And she got on it for herself and she's like, okay, well, I'm going to give it a go. And I said, no, I said, listen, tell a couple other moms, tell them, why don't you guys, 5, 6 of you guys all trial this together then, and let's see what happens in that group, because maybe somebody else is going to have this boom testimony and then another one, and you guys are all going to stick with it, and then you're going to bring more and more and more. So encourage people from the minute they say yes to you to then say yes to bringing other people to you, whether they're going to be a user or a builder. Okay. Right. Builders are a whole different story. You got a builder. All right. You're bringing me 10 people. Yeah. You want to build this, you want to go, you want to run, bring me 10 people, not 4 or 10. And let's go. Let's have a meeting somewhere. I'll meet you wherever we got to be, on a call, a Zoom. My girlfriend in Vegas, that's what we did. She wants to hit this 90-day run. So I said, get a Zoom, tell me when it is, I'll get on it. And she brought 8 people to it, you guys. They all signed up.
It was just Thursday.
That was Thursday.
Yeah.
And we did that all in one sitting, 30-minute Zoom, you guys. I mean, that is super efficient. So, don't be afraid to ask up or be the leader. Any way you do this, you guys, you're going to be able to hit that rank. You're going to be able to do this 90-day run. And I guarantee majority of you guys do not need 90 days to get there. I've had managers go manager in 24 hours. It's a matter of rinse and repeat. It is so easy to just rinse and repeat this.
Well, and the key there is, to me, is you've seen Kim become the leader inside of her organization. And when you have the leader, when she's talking about users, 10 people in 10 days, you can do that, right? And I always joke because I'm like, there's coffee in my cup. My wife got me addicted to Starbucks. I really didn't know what it was. I was a Dunkin' Donuts guy, but I don't get free Starbucks, or she doesn't get free Starbucks because I drink it every day now. And the thing where I'm going with this is, like, if you're a user, we can say, hey, you owe me one person on a 3-way introduction. Don't send me their name so I feel like a cold call. Just every day, introduce someone to me. And there's a 3-way text. And if you don't see one on day 2, you can just say, hey, Joe, haven't seen that introduction yet. And you're not bugging them. You're trying to get it so when the auto ship hits, they're already making enough money to cover that. And then I guarantee it, when people start making money, their significant other, we call it the pillow talk. They're like, hey, did that just say plus 200? What is that? Oh, baby, those are the patches that Kim put me on. She said if I bring in 5 people, they get it for free. Yeah, but why don't we give her 20 people if you already made 400? That's the pillow talk. And when people start to see that they're making money, they don't even know what a manager is. We're not even having that conversation. We're having a conversation of, let's get your product for free so you can enjoy better health for life. And then when they start to make money, they're like, wait a minute, I can introduce more people and make more money. We're like, oh, you want to do the business? Sure. Let's have that conversation. And it just happens.
Yeah. And then they start to see residual, they're starting to see this build out, and it's coming and it's staying consistent. So, that to us, you guys, is so important. That was our change. That was our dynamic change, because a lot of people, they hunt just builders, or they'll hunt just whatever. Like, we say they're all in the same, because our users always become builders, always. And it's not even like, hey, maybe they're not going to like run this like crazy, but they're running it on a referral basis. And that turn is building my business. It's building the volume, it's building the ranks, and it's keeping everything going up. So, keep that in mind when you talk to people, that it doesn't have to be one or the other, because if you present it the right way, you're going to get builders all around. Okay. And so, for majority of our people now, it's like really easy. They are bringing people, like they're introducing me on 3-way text the other day. Like I had 9 of them, like boom, 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 right as soon as I signed somebody up. Because I broke it down. I broke it down. I was like, okay, if you bring me this many people, it'll be this much money. If you bring me this many people, it'll be this much money. That was a simple way for them to be like, okay, if I bring,
it's manageable.
I'd like to go for 9. I'd like the 9, please. And then let's see if we get 4 out of it, or whatever it is. You can tell them that right off the bat, and it gets them already understanding the business and how easy this is. Majority of people are like, oh, well, I don't do social media. And I'm like, I didn't build this on social media until like 3 months ago. Everything was a phone call, an interaction with somebody sitting somewhere. Yeah. It's very little on social media. Now you have your social media gurus. They're awesome. They do it, but everybody has their way of doing this. It's your own level. It's your own pace. And I love when people say this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You guys, this is something you can wake up in 24 months and you have just been on like this cruise control and you're all of a sudden at 25,000 a week. You may be at 40,000 a week. I don't know where you'll be at, but if you stay at a pace and you're just running it head down and just cruise control, hour a day, that's it. Give an hour a day if you can. I had the funniest talk with my team the other day because they were like, I'm just having a hard time finding a time to build content or to do a text.
I know where you're going.
And I was like, all right, I'm sure you take bathroom breaks during the day. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you probably bring your phone to the bathroom, searching on Instagram.
You have kids. You definitely bring your phone to the bathroom.
And I'm like, then take that 5-10 minutes, whatever, utilize it. Like there is time in our life. Yes. Don't make excuses. Okay. Do not make excuses. We're like Johnny just said, we have 5 kids. We have a company we run in 42 states. We're constantly shooting all over the place and we managed to put this in our life and implement it. And yes, it wasn't like a boom build, but now it's amazing. Now it's my baby and he takes over the other company. But again, negativity does not produce productivity. Okay. We cannot allow negative thoughts in any aspect of our life. You have nothing to gain from that. And so keep that in mind as you guys every single day, oh, I don't know if I should reach out to this person because they might do this or that. Nope. That's not the right voice.
Someone else will.
Yes. And if you don't, someone else will. That is 100% the most important thing that we've ever heard. And we tell everybody, we're like, and it's happening. It's living out in our life right now. You guys, we have friends who are here in the area and, he's like, oh man, another one was with somebody else already. And another one was with somebody else already. And I was like, so that just means you need to move faster. Yeah. You need to think bigger and move faster and stop thinking about your close friends. Okay. And our business, my best friends and stuff, they're not my biggest builders. My biggest builders are people who I got to meet through this industry. And it's such an awesome friendship I've made in Texas, New York, Vegas, all over the nation, And so don't think so close-minded that, oh, I've already tapped my network of 10 people. That's not your network.
Yeah. And one thing I tell myself every day is, and again, I'm very fortunate to have this to my right because she's just amazing with Patches as well. But the thing is I try to tell myself every day, what can I do in life that I can get paid to change lives? And that's just rewarding. Like we get paid to change lives. And if you have that mentality, like it doesn't matter how much you make because every morning we wake up to testimonials. Every morning we wake up to this and it's like, what else can we do for a living? And don't get me wrong, the money's great, but what else can we do for a living where we get paid to change lives?
Yep. 100%. You guys, I tell everybody all the time, I'm like, you guys, listen, like I worked in medical for 18 years. It was an 18-year run. And, there's not a moment I can look back and I did some crazy stuff. I mean, we're working in crazy fields of trauma and breast cancer and all these things. And, I never could touch lives like this. Like I never could get the calls and the goosebumps and the chills that I get every single day. Like that should be your drive. Like your drive is like, man, I'm going to revolutionize like people's lives.
Yep.
And that becomes to a place where it becomes addictive. You're like, who's next? Who's next? And you start to look for people and you start to be more in tune and more open and more willing to say what you have to say.
And do you know how you get more testimonials? You tell more people about the product. So if you're like, man, I need more testimonials, you're not telling enough people. Because one thing that we learned a long time ago, and this is like a little ninja trick we do, is everyone calls you when they're super excited. They're like, you wouldn't believe what happened. And you're like, yes. And then you get off the phone and you're like, okay, what do I do? So I text them and I say, hey, I'm going to be super intentional. I'm going to text you. And it's really funny to do this because they still don't get it right away. I'm going to text you, how are the patches? And I want you to text me back everything you just said on the phone. And it's funny to do that because like every other person will text you what you just told them not to do. But it's funny because now you can screenshot that and now you have your own testimonial.
Catalog it,
you can share it. And if the guy's willing to say, hey, I'm Mike Peterson, and you can tell the world, you now have that to share with your people.
Absolutely. So we'll wrap it up. And we're excited we got to come on here with you guys.
Yeah.
And but the main thing I want everybody to remember, like I said, in the very, very beginning of this, it is so important that you plug people in. You could be the most recruiting person of all, and you could recruit, get people in. If you do not plug them in, what is their reason to stay? What is their reason to stay? Because they don't see the bigger picture. The product's great, yes, but they're never going to build, because until you see what's happening and exploding in front of your face and hearing the stories of the growth and the success stories and all these things, what is their reason? You have to be able to give them their why, and let them experience that. So you have to plug them in. And I don't know, however you want to do that. Like I said, for us, you guys, we created a welcome video. It's a quick text. It just gets sent out and says, hey, welcome. We're so glad you signed up with LifeWave. Can you next step? Make sure you follow Build 331. Can you plug into the Quantum Field Facebook team? Follow the awesome testimonies. It's a quick welcome video text, but it does it because people immediately start going, what's that? And they start going on their website and they're like, what's Build 331? It's all right there, because I know we have a lot. We have a lot they can plug into. You can send them a real quick Q&R code on that video. Here's all the calls for the weekly night. They get kind of all of it, but guess what they got? They have a saved video on their text to go back to say, wait, what was I missing that she said? And they can replay it. That's us. That's what works for us. You'll find what works for you. But we have seen the incredible growth when someone plugs in, and we have seen the incredible lull when they don't.
Yes.
So,
and it's funny because if someone calls me or texts me like a week or two in a question, I'll be like, Joe, clearly you did not watch my wife's welcome video. So I will resend that to you, Joe, so you can plug in, and they'll be like, oh, busted. And I'm like, watch the video, Joe. I'm not asking you to read a big email. Just watch the video.
We're like, that was step number 7.
Yes.
So, consistency, build out your consistency. Don't make this harder. Don't make busy work. Make it easy. The more that you catalog things, the more that you plug these in and you make it simplified, guys, it's not a job. It is so easy. Like you could take, just seconds in your day and give people an entire book of knowledge.
Correct.
So, that's just our tidbits. And we're so glad that we got to host this with you guys. And thank you everybody for showing up. You guys, make sure you do show up Monday night, 8:00. There's going to be awesome speakers on the 8:00 call on Monday night. Please get your people there. You guys, they have got to hear this. You may not have the time. You may be busy, but they're not. So put them there, and then they'll follow up with you. And then you guys see how easy this is to do. Again, it's not work. It's fun. We're having fun. All of us are having a lot of fun doing this. So everyone, enjoy your Saturday. Have the rest of the weekend. Enjoy your families. And thank you guys so much for coming.
Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one, everybody. Bye.